Senator Wicker?
Mr. Chairman, I would defer to Senator Sullivan.
No, I'd never do that.
He has not yet voted, and I have. It would
Okay.
be unfair
Yeah, I'm
for me.
getting screamed at.
Go,
But
Senator
this is
Sullivan, go ahead.
this is too important for me, so hopefully.
Second bite out of the apple, go right
Hopefully
ahead.
they'll keep the vote open for me. So, Madam Chair, I'm expressing frustration on, I'm not trying to be rude to you, but, this administration, the Biden administration, has issued 22 executive orders or executive actions solely targeting Alaska. 22. Guarantee you they're not doing it to Delaware. And my constituents are up in arms because it's targeting their livelihood. It's targeting their access to federal lands. Deb Haaland, Secretary Haaland, was in Alaska 3 weeks ago. She meets with the NEPA people of the North Slope, who every single one of them said, no more regulations to lock up our lands. She smiled, nodded. She got back in 72 hours after her return. She issued a giant executive order, taken, as I mentioned, half of the National Petroleum Reserve of Alaska off the table and had the audacity to put in their rule that they were doing it because the Inupiat people wanted their subsistence right protected. She had just met with them, and that's not at all what they said. It was an insult. So I'm very frustrated, and I'm frustrated on behalf of my constituents. Senator Kelly's question, I'm sure you know, the average EIS takes almost 4 years. That's average. 1/4 of all EIS takes 6.5 years. Do you think those timelines are good for our country?
Senator, as I was saying, I mean, one of the reasons that we have released the permitting action plan is that we are trying to get the processing efficiencies in place in a way that will allow us to
There's a lot of people, a lot of smart people who think your NEPA rule will do the exact opposite and will give radical environmental groups the opportunity to sue away and delay more. I had a gold mine in my state. It's called the Kensington Gold Mine. It took 20 years to permit. 20 years. You think that's good for the country?
I know that there are extreme examples out there that we are trying to make sure that we address.
Let me ask, just with regard to the rule, as you know, under federal law, you do not only have to publish that in the Federal Register, the rule must be then submitted to the House and Senate before taking action. When does CEQ intend to do that? That's a federal law requirement.
I'll have to get back to you on that.
Okay, that's important. Let me ask just one final question. The President made this big deal about the lack of critical minerals, which really hurts our defense industrial base, our renewable sector, our renewable technology, and that the administration is going to do all this great stuff to make sure we get critical minerals from America, not China. I had a recent amendment in terms of instructions for our conferees on the USICA conference that passed unanimously. Every U.S. senator said, hey, we should get our critical minerals and technology from America, our allies, and not China and not Russia. So, pretty broad bipartisan support for that. And yet, this administration reversed the Ambler Mining District Road decision in Alaska. Huge stock of critical minerals for our country in the Ambler Mining District. You guys reversed it about 8 months ago. And then the big nickel, I believe it's nickel prospect in Minnesota was also recently reversed. These, again, were super big goals of the radical left environmental groups. And the president's saying, we're going to do this, and yet the actions you take, the clear actions, are harming America's ability to actually mine and process critical minerals. That's two examples, Minnesota and Alaska. So what is CEQ's role to oversee the administration's implementation of addressing the shortage of critical minerals that we need desperately in our country across the board, including for EV technology and batteries and military issues as well?
Yeah, so thank you, Senator, for the question. I mean, again, this is an area where the president has put some attention on the importance of our putting ourselves as a country in a better position on critical minerals. And he has also recommended that we pursue mining reform based on principles that will essentially bring our modern ethos around environmental protection into the way that we proceed on mining. And so CEQ is actively engaged with other members of the White House on those efforts and initiatives.
Thank you.